All right, guys, what's going on? So I got some pretty good news. Yesterday, got an email back from my direct leadership, my command essentially, telling me that they will fully endorse my request to try out for and eventually compete in the Best Ranger competition for 2022. Back in 2019, I competed in the Best Ranger competition. Back then, I was in a completely different unit. I mean, it was a completely different situation. The unit I was with back then didn't really have a set up like protocol to select its Best Ranger teams and stuff like that. They were able to send 2 teams in total, which is what happened. But to be honest and frank about it, I'm not sure if they would have sent any teams if it wasn't for me and my partner raising our hand early enough and saying, hey, we want to do Best Ranger this year. Do you guys endorse that? You know, because you have to get approval like all the way up to the division command level. Now, just to put this into a little bit of perspective for those of you that don't know, because I didn't really know the first time I went to BRC, this isn't something that you just go and kind of go do on a whim. It takes a lot of dedicated train up, usually somewhere between 4 and 6 months, 6 months being ideal. And that involves obviously a lot of specific PT, right? A lot of endurance type of PT, a lot of ruck marching, you know, doing obstacle courses, stuff like that. And then obviously there's a lot of tactical training, ranger task training, things like that. You do a lot of time at the range, you know, setting up mortar firing positions, doing med lanes, tactical skills. There's a whole lot of stuff that you train up for. Not only that, but most units will have a tryout of their own with like a little mini BRC just to select its teams to be able to go down there and represent the unit as a whole. So this year I'm going on behalf of a unit that I anticipate will be much more competitive. I think the soldiers that I would be competing against at the tryout are gonna have a lot more to bring to the table. No offense to the guys that I competed with back in 2019. You guys are freaking animals. But I just think that the competition is absolutely gonna be there. And I also, at this point, don't have a partner yet. Typically by this time, you would have a partner that you've been training up with for the last couple months. But again, I've been in school training and stuff, and it just hasn't really been the appropriate environment for something like that. And just really to sum it all up, I just wanted to be completely transparent with you guys and let everybody know exactly sort of the situation, what's going on with Gritty Soldier and the BRC competition for 2022. I am absolutely doing my very best, giving everything I got to be able to go to this tryout, get selected to represent BRC, get paired up with somebody else who might be like me, just an individual wanting to go out there and represent, find a teammate, and find myself at BRC in April. I think it's gonna be quite the journey. I think fitness is there for me. I've already been maintaining my fitness level. I started my first BRC workout this morning. I did 8 by 100 meter hill sprints at about a 25% grade over at a hill in my neighborhood. It's really dark, so I didn't bother bringing the camera out for that. Did an EMOM with the squats at about 60%, so some light squats but high rep range. Got some supersets going on with the bench press and some RDLs, and then I have some cable chops, which I'm gonna make do with some bands and stuff like that, and then a whole lot of recovery style exercises. I don't have a lot of room for rest days, but I have to make sure that I'm balancing my endurance train up, even though it's kind of like on a short timeline, with some appropriate rest in order to be healed up enough and not hurt myself before this tryout actually happens. After the tryout happens, I imagine there's gonna be a coach that gets assigned to our team that's gonna have a training plan of their own, and I'm just gonna strictly follow that training plan. As I go through this, I'll do my best to keep you guys all informed and sort of like blog it out as I go. And I'm gonna be giving my all this entire time. Obviously today is really day one, but I'm gonna be giving my all this entire time. And if there is a point where it just doesn't work out, you know, this is sort of like a long shot attempt, okay? If it doesn't work out, it's not gonna be the end of the world. No big deal. We'll go again next year. You know what I mean? But I just want you guys to understand, like, that's the spirit of this competition. That's the spirit that I'm holding right now, is that never quit attitude. I'm going to the moon, man. I want this bad, and it's kind of just barely working out for me timeline-wise for me personally. So hopefully, like I said, I have the backing of my direct leadership. Now I just have to get the backing of leadership way higher than them that do not know who I am. They just kind of have my leadership's word to go off of at this point. So hope for the best, you know what I mean? All right, so we talked about BRC stuff. This is day one of the journey. And again, I'll keep you guys informed. I'll keep blogging it out. But also, while I got you guys, the Ranger Pack, the free Ranger Pack giveaway, right, that I'll be doing for you guys. The Ranger Pack is on its way. It should be delivered to where I am by the end of the day today, which is Tuesday, right? So I'm gonna stop by, I gotta go pick it up at a FedEx office. So I'm gonna stop by there after work today, and hopefully it's there, I'll pick it up. The CEO of Ready Packs is an awesome guy. I've known him for a few years now. Ever since I got my own Ranger Pack, we kind of been keeping in contact, and ever since Gritty Soldier kicked off, we kind of had similar goals in mind to help guys out with the Ranger School. So we've been keeping a dialogue for the last couple of years, and we finally came up with this idea to help one of you guys out there with your Ranger School journey as far as the packing list goes. And he's extremely passionate about making sure every single item in that pack is 110% necessary and beneficial to be in that pack for the Ranger School student that goes to Ranger School and gets the pack. So know that about the company. Even if you don't win the pack, know that the Ranger Pack it's really the best preparation packing list that you're going to be able to find out there. I mean, it blows Commandos out of the water, Ranger Joes, I mean, I like Commandos and Ranger Joes and all, but I'm just telling you, that, Ranger Packs, that's where it's at. That's where you're going to find the true care and dedication to every single item that gets packed into that bag from the CEO of the business itself. It's just good to see that there are people like that that are passionate about what they do, passionate about helping other people, especially when it comes to something like, helping out soldiers trying to go through some of the hardest training that the Army has to offer. It's really cool that there's people out there like that, But yeah, so I'm gonna finish up my workout real quick. I'm gonna go clean up, eat some breakfast. I'm gonna go to work. And after that, hopefully I'll be picking up that Ranger Pack today. Reminder, all right, for those of you who didn't get to see the video, or if you got to see the video before, the alert video about the Ranger Pack giveaway, the more you comment on any video that has to do with the Ranger Pack, the more entries into that competition you're going to get when we finally do the draw to select the winner of the Ranger Pack, okay? So this video counts, all right? Just setting that reminder out there for you guys. I think I'm gonna have to go to the store and get my nutrition right again. I'm definitely be taking in a lot of protein. I'll probably be taking in about, probably 200 grams of protein per day at least, just to keep up with the recovery of what I'm about to be putting myself through. At least 200. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if you guys can tell, but a lot of this is like last second planning here. But luckily I had a little bit of experience from a few years ago, so I kind of already know what to expect and what I'm getting myself into. But yeah, I would say for protein, at least 200 grams of protein per day, probably more like 230, 250 if I can. Anywhere between 3,500 to 4,000 calories on a normal day, and on the long ruck days, long run days, probably upwards to 5,000 calories a day, guys. That's what it takes. A lot of people don't realize that, especially when they're training for longer distance, trying to get better at, long distance running or rucking for a long time. You got to remember the calories, man. Your body needs a lot more calories when you're putting it through that much more work. When you're training endurance, you're just burning calories like crazy. And not only are you burning calories while you're doing the workout itself, but you're burning calories just even when you're just doing nothing, because your body's constantly trying to heal itself from all the abuse you're putting it through, and it's burning calories just trying to heal itself. So you have to constantly supply your bodies with calories, and it should be good calories. It should be a good macro ratio, and a lot of protein and a lot of carbs. If you guys are more interested in like macros and proper breakdowns and stuff like that, just let me know in the comments. If I get enough of you guys asking for that, I'll talk about that more and give you a little more. I just don't want to bore you too much with nutrition if that's not what you want to hear about. But I have done a lot of extensive research on the subject, and I'm more than willing to share it if that's what you guys want. Protein shake number 1 in the bag. So I thought you guys might be curious about what a Gritty Soldier breakfast looks like. quick oats, ketchup.
Baby.
Baby, it's cold out there, right?
Oh my God, it's fucking freezing out there. Like I'm dying.
I know. Dude, I was freezing this morning when I was...
Oh my God, it was only like 30 degrees
I
this
know,
morning.
I know.
I saw you out there in your hoodie.
But I still went out there and did it.
I know, that's nuts, because I would have been like, tomorrow's good, later's good.
Mrs. Gritty thinks it's cold outside. Oops.
Too hard,
I
Daniel.
barely even did it.
It's too hard. Why do you have it on this side?
Right?
That's all of this. Yeah. You need just this.
Won't that just do that?
No, it'll do just this. When
Oh,
you
I
do
don't
this way, it turns on this middle thing as well. You don't need that middle thing.
Oh, I don't know, man. This shit's too fancy for me, you know? Eggs. Put your quick oats in. I don't know, half a cup. We ain't counting today. We don't need it. We're gonna burn it off anyway. That's it. Nope, no salt or nothing. Just quick oats, cheap quick oats. 4 eggs. Don't even need to take the yolks out because you need it anyway for healing, man. You can't be scared of fat. You just gotta maybe not take too much, you know, and it's gotta come from good sources. You need it for healing. Your body needs it. See, the oats cook in with the eggs. All right, so this only takes like, I think like 5 minutes or something to cook. So it's quick, it's easy, it's got the right macros in there. I don't think it tastes bad. A little bit of ketchup for some flavor. Don't need any salt because that's just gonna be too much sodium for the day. Try to limit our sodium. And that's that. Breakfast. Dude, I've been at this gate for 15 minutes. For those of you that know, All-American Gate sometimes is a serious headache. All right, now we're moving. Almost late to work, man. It's not my fault. All right, guys, well, I stopped by FedEx and I guess the Ranger Pack is not here for pickup yet. It will come later tonight, but I don't want to drive back all the way out here to FedEx tonight, so I'll probably just get it tomorrow. No big deal. I'll just make another video for you guys tomorrow. No big deal. Tomorrow on the schedule, I've got a 5-mile ruck with 55 pounds, and then I'm also doing a body weight circuit and some multi-jumps. So should be a pretty good morning PT sesh. But yeah, no big deal. We'll just I'll just pick it up tomorrow and I'll talk a little bit more about Ranger Packs and set the tone up for Ranger Packs specifically tomorrow. So that should be good. That'll be a good video as well. Give you guys a little more information on what you can expect with the next few videos to come about Ranger Packs. Should be good. And also a little bit more about how my BRC train up's gonna go. So I've got a little less than 2 weeks to train up for the tryouts that I'm going to be going to, where I'm going to be racked and stacked against other competitors that want to compete from the unit that I'm with at BRC. I expect it to be pretty brutal. Apparently it's 4 days long, so yeah, I expect there to be, you know, a lot of physical testing, really long ruck march, probably a swim, obstacle course, you know, stuff like that. I'm assuming they'll do some sort of tactical lanes or med lanes and stuff like that. So right now I'm really gonna dial down and focus on the physical train up for it. So I've already been looking over my plan. I got a plan pretty squared away, at least for the next few weeks, and I'll just continuously update it as I go. I'll be doing long rucks at least twice a week. You know, this week on Friday I'll be doing 15 miles with a 40-pound pack. And that's really just to start breaking myself back into the mindset and the distance when rucking with some weight on your back, you know. I don't think I've lost a whole lot of it. I've been doing that kind of stuff still pretty regularly, even since 2019. So I feel like I'm still pretty good as far as where my fitness level should be to compete at BRC, but I want to make sure I'm there and I'm not missing anything. I want to put myself back into that training pipeline that I make for myself so that I'm more than ready to go. I'm also going to be focusing a lot on muscular endurance, so high rep range exercises, a lot of circuit training, a lot of HIIT style workouts, things that are going to keep me breathing hard throughout the entire workout, you know.
I'll focus on strength, but it'll be more towards the maintenance side of things. I don't think I'll be building a whole lot of strength during this because it's so endurance heavy, the training plan, that it's really just trying to keep the gains that I do have now, maintain them, and you know, don't lose as much strength as possible. I'm also going to do a little bit more some unconventional style training, so I've got to start using the ropes a little more. I got my tires, so that's good. I have a buddy, a neighbor, that has a whole set of Atlas stones, so I'm going to be using the Atlas stones. Whole bunch of, you know, unique unconventional style training that I'm going to be throwing into my workout regimen at least like once a week, some sort of unconventional thing. Carries, farmer's carries, stuff like that. A lot of things that will deal with grip strength. And that's the basics. That's how it's going to be for the next couple months. And then, like I said before, after tryout, I imagine we'll have a coach and we'll keep training pretty hardcore, but I'm assuming it's just going to be like, all right, coach, tell me what to do. I'm going to go do it. But for now, it's on me. I gotta get myself ready. That's kind of the cards I've been dealt, and that's what I'm volunteering for right now. But I'm gonna stay dedicated and stay motivated this entire time and give myself the absolute best chance of making this happen, representing my unit, and also along the way showing you guys how it's done. You know what I mean? Keep you guys motivated out there. Besides that, be on the lookout for another video here in a few days, talking more about the Ranger Packs and the Ranger Pack contest. Don't forget, this video will count for the Ranger Pack contest, so if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure, most importantly, that you're commenting, because that's what I'm going to use to pull for the winner after I'm done talking about the Ranger Packs as a whole. And one lucky person is going to get a completely free Ranger Pack, even shipped to them. I'm going to ship it to them myself, that they can go use at Ranger School. Completely free. All right, sponsored by Ready Packs. So it's a pretty awesome contest, man. Make sure you put your name in the hat. Besides that, I'm gonna keep making my way through traffic on my way home. I got nothing else for you for today, and I'll see you on the next one.